As we move into 2024, various memories and chapters of our lives are wrapping up. But have you ever thought about the unbelievable moments from 2023 that you might have missed? Life is filled with unexpected events that sometimes seem too amazing to be true. It's great that now, almost everyone has a phone to take videos of these awesome moments. If they didn't record them, it would be tough to get people to believe these things really happened. Today's video is all about the most incredible events of the year, all captured on camera and featured on our Channel 4 Evergreen. Let's dive in. At first, this seems like a harmless video of an owner playing with their dog. However, towards the end of the video, we can see the dog emerge from the darkness, roll over and give its owner a sinister look. I hope this was just the angle, otherwise this owner might not live to see another day. Yikes! Sometimes we're given a once-in-a-lifetime experience that needs to be caught on camera. That way we can all enjoy it. This video shows a herd of sea cows swimming up a shallow stream as a group of tourists explore the nearby area. The family, utterly shocked at what's happening, pulls out their phones to capture the moment on video. Something we are grateful for, as this is incredible. So what we're seeing here is an anaconda snake climbing a coconut tree. Look at it, coiling its scaly body around the trunk and making its way up. Yeah, it's a no-no on all counts for us. As if these deadly snakes weren't already terrifying enough. Here, we get to experience the magnificence and wealth of Dubai, including its glorious skyscrapers shining in the skylight as a symbol of opulence. We get a peek of this one-of-a-kind city shining in the night light with its incredible architectural varieties. Who doesn't want to visit this stunning city? This massive animal get-together is called the Transhumance, and it features several thousands of horses and well over 3,000 sheep traveling for 3 whole weeks across the countries of France, Italy, and Morocco. But the best part would have to be this woman riding 3 horses at once and looking super relaxed while doing it.
This woman is wearing a gorgeous green dress and enjoying the beautiful view of the city below. So are the seagulls that have flocked around her in this video. She doesn't seem to mind the big group of birds that are flying beside her. However, you would have to hope there was no bird poop falling from the sky, as that would ruin her pretty dress. And they say a good owner won't go out on a rainy day with a dog. What if Doggy begs to go out during the rain? That's what I love about dogs. They can find enjoyment in any day, no matter the weather conditions.
Imagine finding a random car in your pool when you go for a swim. This tow truck driver was trying to tow a car when suddenly the car started to roll off, breaking the neighbor's fence and falling into the pool. What an unfortunate event. Hope he has insurance. This video just comes to remind you that no matter how good you are, there is probably a kid somewhere that's smarter than you. Juggling is hard. Solving a Rubik's Cube is even harder, but despite all this kid can juggle 3 Rubik's Cubes and solve them at the same time.
What on earth is going on here? Hundreds of people are bobbing in the water while others stand on balconies around the water edge watching them. It gets weirder though. They start to throw birds down into the water. The birds can't seem to fly as they all plummet down towards the people in the water and cannot fly away. This really is a sight to behold, and it's a very strange scene to witness. Golden fish football match. Who wins this one? Place your bets. Oh, and what a golazo. By the way, did you know that golden fish can live up to 15 to 20 years? Just make sure they get enough water, around 25 to 30 gallons. Golden fish are amazing pets. They can recognize their owners, learn tricks, and remember things for up to 3 years. So saying golden fish memory is not accurate at all. Say what you want, but this dance instructor is the GOAT. I mean, literally. Clients get in line for his services and sessions are overbooked months ahead. Can clearly see why. Prices are humble too. A bag of cabbage.
No matter how big you are, there's always an opportunity to learn some cool breakdancing moves. The video starts by showing a zookeeper cleaning the elephant with a hose. The elephant is so excited at what's happening that he decides to perform a perfectly executed headstand for the camera.
I personally love summer and hot weather, can't stand cold. But I should definitely learn from this guy. He enjoys snow like he's Santa's furry friendo. As you can guess, every snow cleaning with this guy turns into a game.
This poor farmer's field is caught on fire, but he does some improvising to save it. He uses a tractor to draw a fire line in his field to separate the fire from the rest of the crops by removing the topsoil, so there's less material to get burned. Luckily, the fire is contained, saving the rest of the field from going up in flames. Now, that's some quick thinking.
Silly people have broken another farmer's ladder, so instead of knowing Goaty needed extra to have a snack, he hired a pony as his temporary ladder. This, a clear case of cooperation from good-natured, gentle animals. Look how resourceful they are.
What would you do if your dog turned out to be a criminal? This man is seen accidentally dropping his wallet during a card game with friends. An innocent-looking pooch comes out of nowhere and sweeps away the man's phone for itself, leaving him phoneless. This is a case for the dog police.
How wonderful! Enjoying the Swan Express. What's the price of the ticket? Would you please make a movie starring them?
Closing off the list, we have another reminder of how humans can learn from animals. After a long day, this goose is extremely hungry. So instead of going to bed without food, he drinks the milk off a friendly cow. The cow and its calf seem completely fine with this and let the goose enjoy his meal in peace.
There are some people in this world that are just willing to risk it all. I don't know that this is a mastery or bravery, but this archer can catch an arrow coming towards him while blindfolded. This gorgeous green glow in the sky is one of the wonders of the world. The Aurora Borealis in Manitoba. What you're watching is a time-lapse. Nature is truly remarkable.
This is one of the most beautiful animals we've ever seen, a white peacock. The woman who's holding the peacock picks it up to show the camera the majestic bird, then throws it into the air, where the bird then flies away into a nearby field. Have you ever seen a white peacock before? We didn't even know they existed.
Birds have always been some of the cheekiest creatures on Earth. This video is an excellent example. While the bird is perched on the man's back, he tries to catch it and get it off desperately. However, the bird is smarter and quicker, so he continually messes with him, darting back and forth just out of reach. The man is handling this well, as I personally would be running around like a madman, fearing for my life. Birds are scary. Don't judge me.
Now this video really captures a one-in-a-million moment. At first glance, all you can see is the turbulent ocean from the perspective of a small fishing boat. In the next moment, a huge pod of whales emerge from the depths of the ocean and open their mouths to capture tons of fish in their mouths. Then they do it again, this time right next to the boat. This is truly an amazing sight to see, and one the sailors that captured this video will never forget.
Oh my God, they're running!
Male nurse sees an opportunity to have some fun with the other working nurse, so he takes off his glove and tries to flip it in order to hit the other nurse, but it backfires and he accidentally hits himself in the face with the rubber glove. Embarrassed, he throws away the glove and just crosses his arms before immediately walking away in shame. Nothing says karma like a slap in the...
Just like humans, animals enjoy having some fun as well, and that's precisely what we can see in this video. This baby elephant climbed to the top of the mountain so that he could slide down the slippery, muddy slope. Elephants are known to be cheeky, fun animals, but this is one of the most extraordinary things I've seen on this list. I would love to have a go.
Problemos, hombre? Then talk with my friend Skinny Babu. He's a tough guy, so straight up, speak fast, or better yet, get out of his sight.
She's the queen in the center of this ball, and the rest of the honeybees are actively trying to kill her. This is called queen balling and is a common practice among honeybees. By making a ball, she's going to heat up and practically get cooked to death. Yikes, nature is truly brutal. This lady got the scare of a lifetime when she successfully got into the elevator with her dog, who hesitated momentarily only to have the doors closed before it could make it inside, resulting in the dog's leash getting stuck in the elevator. This guy, however, came to the rescue, and his quick thinking saved the dog from potentially being strangled from the elevator. He kept pulling on the leash and making sure the dog didn't get strangled to death, and luckily it snapped in the nick of time, saving the dog's life.
Meet Mo, Larry, and Curly. Smart Cat Gang finally smiles at you. Putty cats hanging on the fence to dry their coats. Hang in there, cuties. Hold your fort. A horse with a bucket on its head? Reminds me of a character in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, or the Metal Gear Solid series. Snake, you alive? Snake!
Oftentimes, birds see drones as one of them. Here we can see a crow taking a liking to the flying drone, trying to fly with it and attempting to catch it with its talons, attacking it in the process. Maybe the crow just wanted to take the drone home. Man-made wave pools have been around since the late 19th century. You'd understand why if you ever felt the thrill of catching a wave. Here we see a large group of visitors in one of South Korea's artificial wave pools. It's absolutely chaotic as these people are thrown around by the huge wave. You can hear the screams of excitement too. Looks like some people are actually having a lot of fun. This drone captured the incredible footage of this mysterious crop circle in the middle of nowhere. With the flawlessly symmetrical symbols, the remarkably identical shapes, and precise geometry, this crop circle is disturbingly intriguing, to say the least. No human can carve something this impeccable. Are we sure this wasn't done by aliens or something? This real cyclone was caught on camera by someone on a boat in Japan. No, this is 100% real and not CGI. Sometimes in rare cases like this, you don't need a horror movie to be scared. The world we live in is scary enough.
If you owned a goldfish, you might have assumed that they're friendly creatures swimming happily. However, as we can see in this video, they're prone to attack if they're hungry. As the swan tries to swim up for his morning breakfast, he's ambushed by a massive army of goldfish. They might not look dangerous, but when they're in such a large group, they might as well be piranhas.
When you're scared to do something for the first time and wait for a friend to make the first step. Sorry, baby raccoon. It's your turn to be the day's hero. But I'll support you no matter what, because that's what we dogs do.
You gotta be really careful flying a drone, especially when there are birds around. Sometimes birds attack drones assuming it's their prey. As you can see, this eagle attacks the drone, holding it to the ground with its claws and doesn't let go until its master comes to collect it. He captured hundreds of horses beautifully running in circles before galloping along the grassland, showing us a marvelous view of the horses in their natural habitat. No wonder people pay a tremendous amount of money to watch a bunch of horses race.
This fish sure does know how to work it. He saw the camera and immediately went into providing a pouting face for it. I can't blame him, as he knows what he's doing and looks great. This video shows that animals also like to be on the big screen, just looking for their 15 minutes of fame like the rest of us.
What a beautiful, loving animal! Foals strongly bond with their mothers and rely on them for protection and guidance. It seems there's no mom around, and the foal, being so vulnerable, needs this man's help to stay alive. Luckily, some very nice people are ready to step in, and this guy is one of them. Guess these guys need a bigger boat, or maybe the shark was eating pretty healthily. Judging by its appearance, it's definitely a basking shark. These guys can grow as big as 16 to 23 feet, and their mouth is hilariously enormous, although you wouldn't want to swim around it.
Baby elephant, when left behind from the rest of its family, sneezed and got scared of itself.
Like most of the clips in this video, if this was not recorded, it would not be believed. At first glance, this video gives off a paranormal vibe that will shake you in your boots. As we watch the horse galloping through the fog, it looks as though there's an extraterrestrial being riding them into oblivion. However, on closer inspection, it's clear that these are just people in unique, very baggy morph suits. What caused these people to put on such a strange spectacle? Nobody knows. All I can say is thank goodness it's just people. I was worried I might not sleep well tonight.
To complete the list, we have this fascinating video of one of the strangest bugs we've ever seen. It's sitting on a man's hand and is crawling all over him. Gross. Have you ever seen anything like it before? Hold your horses. Another boxing champ is coming. He got the best coach and dedication from Rocky Balboa, MMA, UFC, and Bellator. We're waiting for your contract.
Goes without saying that tornadoes are extremely dangerous. They can cause serious damage on property and loss of life. In Malaysia, a tornado decided to spare a city from destruction. The huge tornado was headed for the buildings from the ocean when it reached the shore and disappeared into thin air, literally. The residents of this city must have been praying really hard. This cat doesn't take well to having its supremacy threatened and territory encroached by the arrival of this fox. You'd think the fox would at least somewhat intimidate the domestic tabby, but it seems to be the other way around. The cat keeps an eye on it and continues eating. The fox is now not as confident and keeps looking over its shoulder. Okay, now the fox has gathered enough courage to come close. Oh, and the cat snaps. It's not an animal to be messed with. The fox thinks about it again, but the cat's like, don't even think about it. These planes swooped down really low to fill their tanks with water up. There were also people swimming in the water at the time, and we have to say, it cut a pretty close call.
This is such a random video. You wouldn't expect to see two rabbits fighting each other like this. At first glance, they look like miniature kangaroos, but these are actually two rabbits on their hind legs having a fist fight on the road. It's unclear who won this fight, but it goes on for a while, so there was surely a good reason for these two rabbits to have such a brawl. Hey!
Yes, you heard that right. In case you don't know what a wind turbine is, well, it's used to turn wind into energy. And if you've ever come across a wind turbine, you know how high they can get. Surprisingly enough, a drone captured a man relaxing and enjoying his time at the top of a wind turbine. There was no crane in sight, so we really don't know how he got up there, or rather, why.
This sight is terrifying, and you might not believe it was true unless you see it for yourself. Those aren't tree branches lining this beach in Brazil. Those are actually hundreds of crocodiles. We certainly wouldn't recommend swimming at this beach unless you want to be a crocodile's dinner. Is there some sort of crocodile conference we weren't notified about? Why are they all congregated in such a small area?
This man is way too lazy to walk his dog, so he ties the collar to the drone. But suddenly the drone gets out of control and ends up lifting the dog and flying away on its own. The man runs after it but fails to reach it as the drone takes the dog towards the mountains. Legend says it that the dog is still floating in the air.
Oh my gosh! Isn't nature amazing? It's a bananaconda. Imagine going to some village market in Asia and meeting this fella.
A hungry, ferocious tiger is the one thing you don't want climbing towards you in a tree. However, this monkey doesn't seem bothered at all. Instead, the monkey is confidently sitting there, smiling at the tiger. The tiger might be a lot stronger and bigger than the monkey. That is its main disadvantage when climbing. No one can outclimb a monkey. They're small, agile, and quick. Good luck, tiger. I feel you'll be waiting for quite some time.
It's every parent's dream to have the privilege of capturing their children's milestones. The parents of this girl went to an extent of buying a drone. Their daughter turned out to be pretty good at playing damage, which is evident from the damage caused on the drone. They should probably stick to taking videos with phones from a safe distance.
Are we silly for thinking boats belong in the water? Why on earth is this boat being carried on a truck down a busy highway? The boat looks twice as big as the truck, so it's surprising the truck can even carry it in the first place. We wonder where the boat's heading to. Where do you think it might be going? Stop watching this boring Super Bowl. There are parents playing basketball. Whose side do you take? Yellow shirts seem to have a man down, so I'll support them as underdogs or under-parrots. Parrots are highly social creatures and can enjoy playing any type of game. Next time, try playing hide and seek with them. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. When life gives you fish, make a fish lemonade? And they say being a fisherman is a hard job. A life lesson to learn: keep your bags open, as you never know when a fish will jump in your boat.
This tsunami from up above looks totally insane. We wouldn't want to be anywhere in the vicinity when this happens. It looks like a vertical flood. Maybe this is what you get when you cross a cyclone with a tsunami.
Another turkey video. Well, these turkeys aren't in a cult this time, but starting a revolution. Hundreds of turkeys have come together and are storming a car park. We're not sure what their motive is. Where are they going and why? We're not sticking around to find out, though. What do you think they're up to?
Dogs are indeed man's best friend, but how do they feel about pigs? As we can see in this video, the little puppy continuously tries to bite and pull on the tiger's tail. I'm not sure if it's the puppy playing around or if he's hungry. Regardless, the pig seems uninterested in what's happening and walks alongside the puppy like they're best friends. Maybe a dog isn't just man's best friend, but it's every animal's best friend.
What's that? Can't say for sure. Whether it's a pull-up kitty from the previous clip getting some cardio to finally catch that black one, or this cat found another way to catch up with the black rival. Solid lesson for all of us to learn from. Never give up and follow your dreams. You guys always whine about leg day, but pull-ups are the worst for me. And don't remind me of that gym rope. We had one in school. Vietnam flashbacks watching cute red pandas. I need a break from physical activity. Fun fact, red pandas were once classified as part of the raccoon family due to their physical similarities. However, recent genetic studies have led to their reclassification into their own distinct family, Iluridae. Yep, they aren't even bears anymore.
Dogs love sticks. This is something we all know, but this dog has run off with an entire tree, it seems. The video shows the dog running down the footpath with a giant stick. However, as it gets closer, the footage reveals that the post is almost 3 times as big as the dog. Have you ever noticed how animals seem to have great relationships with children? Well, this video is an excellent example of that. The fish in this video is not trying to eat the little boy, but are instead just nibbling on his feet to eat the dead skin. The boy's getting a pedicure while the fish are getting a lovely tasty meal. I wouldn't put my feet in there, but the fish and the boy seem to be having a great time. So who am I to stop them? Unlike the movie Titanic, this situation doesn't leave me believing in the power of life. As a storm floods the nearby area, 2 frogs cling to stay afloat and survive. However, instead of sharing the platform, one frog consistently kicks the other off. How rude. Peacocks are some of the most beautiful animals on this planet. Their giant wings and beautiful feathers are a sight to behold. However, I've never seen a flying peacock, so I'm grateful it was caught on camera. As the slow-motion camera captures this beautiful moment, it reminds me of the beautiful Oho from the Pokemon series. Simply remarkable.
This animal looks like a duster. It's actually a bird, with such spectacular feathers all over its face. You have to wonder if the bird can even see. This bird would surely win a beauty contest with its wonderful fluffy white feathers.
These tigers saw the drone and were eager to find out what it was, so they started to chase it. Soon, annoyed with the noise, the group of tigers started making attempts to catch and one successfully knocks it down. After trying to rip it apart, they were soon shocked that smoke was coming out of it. The whole scenario was filmed with another drone.
There's an old saying, how I would love to be a fly on the wall. But what about a bird on the wall? That is entirely possible, as we can see in this video. The tiny hummingbird isn't much bigger than a typical housefly as it sits on a small flower. I can't help but wonder what crazy things he's seen. This is truly the smallest bird in the world. How cool! It would absolutely not be believed if these were not caught on camera. After grabbing breakfast for his friend, the bird keeps trying to put the bug into the friend's mouth. However, the larger bird doesn't seem to want to take it. From what I understand, the bird wanted to season the bug first. I can't blame him, as I would never eat something like that. Even though this creature is strange looking, its shell and overall appearance are truly mesmerizing. This creature known as the cephalopod, and believe it or not, it's a distant cousin of the octopus and squid. It's commonly found around 300 meters deep in the ocean. Despite its unusual appearance, it's harmless to humans and won't ever hurt you. Whew.
Reject modernity. Embrace tradition. Respect to this kind of alarm. You can't really hit the snooze button on that thing unless you have nothing to eat for dinner.
This amateur drone pilot crashes a wedding using the camera to film the bride and the groom. Well, when it ends up ruining the couple's photo. Trying to get a better close-up of the joyful couple, the pilot accidentally steers too close to the wedding couple and ends up hitting them both, right in the heads. That's what you call a headshot.
Sounds like a no-brainer question, but consider the size of the opponents. And look how this rabbit professionally dodges all the predator's attacks. It would be a close one. Don't worry, animal protectors, we're sure it's a friendly match. Kids messing around. No one will be eaten today.
During winter, some of us complain about cold hand and frozen doorknobs, but some people have it way worse. While you can get the ice off your car using a dryer, some people have their whole car frozen overnight and glued to the ground. but we would expect any less from areas experiencing a temperature of negative 50 degrees Celsius. That temperature is enough to help you break apart a car wheel with your foot or even freeze to death any animals outside. Pouring hot water in this temperature causes it to freeze immediately. This woman pulls the old switcheroo at the jeweler's where she tries to swap the real diamonds with a fake one. She switches the real case with a fake one and hands it back. But the jeweler knows exactly what's up and immediately takes action. He locks the woman in the vault to make sure she doesn't run away with the expensive jewelry and calls the police. Guess someone needs to work on their tricking skills.
Behold the divine spirit of the mountain forests. These guys are fascinating beings, huge, strong enough to scare off any predator, and cute enough for humans to love them unconditionally. Okay, when was the last time you pet a flying duck? Sure, it's not an often experience for you. Birdies seem quite tranquil on their fly. Try not to pet a village guy. You'll get a much less pleasurable experience. Shaving day. Grown men would understand. Standing in the shower after an hour of hard work. Yes, ladies, looking fresh and beautiful is as hard for us as for you. Interestingly, llama wool is highly prized for its softness, warmth, and durability. It's often used to produce textiles and clothing items such as sweaters, scarves, hats, socks, and blankets. Llama wool garments provide excellent insulation and are sought after for their luxurious feel. Sometimes there's nothing better than having a relaxing nap in the sun. That's exactly what this cute little fox is doing in the woods. Look how sweet it looks with its little paw resting on its nose. Sadly, the person who captured this unique moment decided to wake the fox up. Being woken up from a peaceful nap is really annoying, so we understand why the fox just ran away. Hopefully it can find a spot where it'll be undisturbed next time. This is a time-lapse video of a man feeding chickens, which results in a cool piece of art. Who would have thought you could use chickens to create art? The man places chicken feed to be in the shape of a stick figure, so that when the chickens flock to eat the food, you can see the outline of the stick figure in the flock of chickens. How cool is that?
This biker is showing off his skills through his drone camera, but then he accidentally crashes into the drone, causing both the biker and the drone to fall to the ground. Keep your eye on the prize, not on the camera.
Hello, human. Don't want to sound rude, but don't you see we're kind of chilling here? Alone, trying to be in private? And you come here with your camera? Come on, man. Find some other sunbathing bears to peek at. No, this isn't another Kardashian wannabe. It's just a happy doggy. He loves himself sick in those little shoes, and we friggin' love this cute doggy.
Sometimes all we need is a hug, so it would be great if we had a friend like the goose. Instead of letting his chicken friend be sad, the goose gives him a big hug to make him feel better. As I've previously said in this video, we humans have a lot to learn from animals. Consistently, they show us, despite our differences, that we can all get along.
This playful dog likes to dig out crabs by the seashore and then plays with them. She doesn't mean any harm, she's just curious and likes the little guys. They can't seem to get away from her fast enough though. These two definitely belong in a Disney movie.
As I previously said in this video, we have so much to learn from animals. In this video, we can see a mud-loving dog enjoying life's simplest things. He isn't worried about his appearance, but is more interested in having the best time possible. I hope the owners walk their dog to the park, as this would also cause a huge mess in the car.
Gus! Does that feel good?
Well, nice horns you got there. What a shape. That's the chain to brag about. In case you're wondering, people essentially put a tube around domestic animals' horns so that when they grow, they can influence their shape. It's also done to other animals with horns, such as deer. For what reason? So they won't harm smarty pants who ask too many questions. Just like many of the videos we're covering, this really is a 1 in a million moment that has been captured. A wild tiger is trying to secure its lunch when a crocodile sneaks up behind it and tries to join the fight. Who do you think won? Probably not the prey animal that the tiger was attacking, but you never know.
Here we see an elephant wandering through a back garden of a house when it spots a few empty cans that have been abandoned on the grass. Upon noticing it, the elephant carefully sucks the cans up one at a time with the use of his trunk and uses its feet to help drop it in a nearby bin. Elephants say no to pollution.
You might be cool, but you'll never be as cool as a gold-plated beetle. Usually beetles are pretty scary, and while they're harmless, I wouldn't be in a rush to have one crawling all over me. However, these little guys are fantastic, as shown in the video. The color of the shell creates the illusion that they are made of gold, but don't expect to get any money for them at the local market. It probably won't work out in your favor.
It's said the view from the top is always worth it. This drone footage just proved that statement is right. Thanks to the owner who was willing to sacrifice his drone for us to enjoy this breathtaking moment of fireworks exploding in the air.
Found a secret place where all that delicious milk comes from. Smart kid. Hey, don't get too excited though. You're so small, eating twice the size of your belly. By the way, guys, be careful giving your cats milk. Most adult cats are lactose intolerant, meaning they lack the enzyme lactase necessary to digest lactose, the sugar in milk. Consuming milk can result in digestive discomfort, including diarrhea and stomach upset. Yes, I've learned it the hard way.
This 80-ton blue whale carcass that washed up on a beach has swollen up and bloated because of all the gases involved with the decomposition process trapped inside. Residents in the area are baffled at how to get rid of it. It looks like some sort of alien egg that landed on Earth from outer space. This rat was scared in a corner, even more when these guys began filming. Look at the poor thing, it's practically shaking. It makes a run for it and runs out onto the road. Narrowly escapes being run over by a car, and then again, and that officially be 3 near-death experiences in 1 minute.
First swimming day for Puppy the Small Pupster. So hold your laughs. He's doing a great job for a rookie. Give him time, and a life jacket maybe. Don't worry, animal activists, it's okay to hold a pup like this. Actually, animals carry each other all the time. When a mother dog needs to move her puppies from one place to another, she'll gently grasp them by the scruff of their necks using her mouth. The scruff is the loose skin on the back of the puppy's neck. The more you know. What an elegant and strange creature. Have you ever seen anything like it? This is actually an octopus, yet it's so clever as it can imitate other animals. This octopus is trying to mimic a fish, but it also kind of looks like a scrap of beautiful fabric floating through the ocean. The person behind the camera was lucky enough to capture this magical moment.
Notice this scene shot by a drone from above, showing a mesmerizingly beautiful choreographed movement of a flock of sheep moving from winter pasture to summer pasture. This unsettling yet amusing view of the group looks similar to a bunch of tiny ants, to say the least.
We can see something that probably isn't supposed to happen. The video shows a large Labrador casually sitting as 3 tigers feed off her. I don't know where the tiger's mother is, but I would feel she's not happy with what's happening. Yikes.
Most surfers aren't aware of the danger that they're in while surfing. Watch this white shark stalk a bunch of surfers who aren't even alert that they are being followed. It's pretty terrifying to think that this most likely occurs thousands of times a day, all over the world, where surfers are just fully unaware of it.
This little fella enjoying a dirt bath is called a pangolin. What makes them so special is that they're the only mammals wholly covered in scales, and they use those scales to protect themselves from predators in the wild. Better not approach it in its final form.
This delivery man is seen eating food in the elevator before he's even delivered it to the customer. Since he's done eating a fragment of the food from the first container, he puts it back in the bag and retrieves another container of soup. And to no one's surprise, drinks a bit of that as well. This video went viral and the delivery man was fired. Just always know, someone is always watching.
The dog thinks, should I mess with those cats? They seem so angry and protective, and there's so many of me alone. Okay, I'm leaving. I'm just gonna back up slowly and pretend I never saw you guys. It's not a bird, but it can fly. It hides when it's bright and works when it's dark. Batman? Not exactly, but close. Seems like this sleepy McSleepster woke up too early. Guess it's time for round 2. By the way, besides sleeping, do you know what bats do during the day? Grooming. They use their teeth, tongues, and claws to remove dirt, parasites, and debris from their bodies.
Is that a Russian mole rat or a fluffy steam train going by? It's a Russian mole rat.
Why did 3 cranes cross the road? To follow the crocodile, of course. The crocodile in this video doesn't seem to care that he's holding up traffic as he slowly struts across the road.
Good idea. Go back to the park.
However, he must have been intimidated by the 3 cranes who started to gang up on him as he suddenly turns around and sprints back to his pond. Next time, he'd be better off sticking close to home.
Crane wins.
Don't worry, no one mocks these cute goats. This is actually a very smart move. First, this way, they don't get a horn in the eye at the feed bunk, or don't damage together when playing with each other. Plus, it's also adorable. Being a single mom is a challenging task. Being a single mom of a dozen little rats, the hardest challenge ever. Imagine how many times per day you have to count your little furry kids. And don't even ask this mommy about college.
Looks like we aren't the only ones excited to see the ice cream man come around. This dog just can't contain its joy now that it knows there's ice cream. He even knows how to say ice cream. But don't worry, he wasn't given any. That stuff isn't the greatest thing for a dog. When this man realized his lawnmower was not where he left it and that his backyard was completely destroyed, he checked his CCTV to investigate. He realizes that he's been the victim to a very unlucky occurrence. He had accidentally put the lawnmower in gear, and the ball from next door put it in motion. It destroyed everything in its way, including the swings. Always remember to double check, folks. Life behind bars is very challenging, especially because you are deprived from a lot of items. As such, prisoners are always looking for any loophole to sneak something in. The CCTV in this particular prison captured a drone dropping a package to a convict. I'm sure you're now pretty eager to find out what the package contained, but sadly, we don't know. What we do know was that the prisoner was not accused of anything, and the pilot of the drone, well, his identity is yet to be found.
Snack break. The excited little hop is the cutest. I'd give all my cookies to this baby. For those wondering, that's a sheep breed from Switzerland called Valais Black-Nosed Sheep. It's from the French-speaking canton of Valais. These sheep are known for their docile and friendly nature, and their wool is highly sought after for its quality. Now, I want to become a shepherd. Talking about cute red pandas, here's a fella who just wants to boop the snoot. I mean, beak. And who doesn't? I also like how the flamingo on the other side actually tries to bite the panda. Double standards, or hypocrisy? I'm not good with social terms. By the way, do you know why flamingos stand on 1 foot? Make your guess in the comments section and we'll reveal the answer at the end of the video. The moment when a scratch hits the spot, awesome! Yeah, keep going. I always wonder how animals like horses live without the ability to scratch their neck occasionally. Luckily, they have humans to assist. Actually, I've just learned that horses enjoy a thing called mutual grooming. They use their teeth or lips to gently nibble or scratch each other's bodies, particularly in areas that are difficult for them to reach. I guess they don't need us so much after all.
While on the topic, have a look at this alligator snapping turtle. Trust us when we say that this is a fellow you don't want to mess with, as we can see in this video. The woman is professional, and she's so comfortable as she knows what she's doing. But you need to understand that this turtle gets his name due to his massive jaw and unbelievable power. Yikes!
2, 3.
When this guy threw some cold water outside, you'd think it freezed instantly, and yet somehow it doesn't. Maybe it's just not that cold. But when he throws out some heated water onto the snow, it's literally frozen in less than a second. Scientists, care to explain this one? Teacher wanted to teach their class through a practical demonstration. After all, what better way to learn than by practical demonstration? So they took their class out in an empty space and made them stand totally still so that they'd learn for themselves that bulls don't attack anyone who's standing still. And that's what you ought to think if you ever find yourself facing a particularly hostile bull. Point well proven. This tree, when cut, leaks sap all over, and it's a bright red color too, just like blood. Yikes. At least now we know what we're using as fake blood on Halloween.
Now, this is one beach we wouldn't recommend swimming at. The water looks so blue and enticing, but look at all those stingrays. The man in this video is feeding the stingrays who are practically beaching themselves to get some food. It's so surprising how many stingrays there are, as well as other fish who are hanging around hoping to catch a bite to eat.